All right, LeBron, I suppose it's fitting that you seal this game with a defensive play, the block of Burks there. Did you win this game on defense?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be games where you just don't shoot the ball well. You don't play to your abilities. Tonight we turned the ball over. That first game back after an East Coast road trip is always difficult, but listen, we're trying to be a really good team, and there's going to be games where you got to do it defensively. We did that.
Start of the fourth quarter, you were real aggressive. That they had stayed in the game, as you mentioned, a lot of turnovers. Did you make a specific effort there just to kind of get things going and turn the game that way?
Absolutely. I mean, that's winning time. I love the fourth quarter. That's when it comes down to who can execute the best, who can make plays offensively and defensively. And my teammates trust me to do that, so I'm glad I was able to do that.
Hey, what have you gotten from Lonzo the last couple games, being a bit more aggressive going to the rim?
That's what it's about. When he's aggressive offensively, it changes our whole dynamic as a team. Tonight, we didn't have much offensively, but he was very aggressive. Beyond was very aggressive. JaVale was himself as he's been all year, and I just tried to sprinkle in a couple as well.
Efficiency can be the difference between a big offensive night sometimes. Ingram got there tonight. What did you see from him on that end?
Just aggressive. Came out with aggressive mindset from the beginning. Got a couple and ones, but the best one was when he whipped through baseline and got that dunk to start the game. That just let you know what type of mindset he was in.
LeBron, appreciate the time, man.
I appreciate it.
Brandon, everybody seemed to have trouble scoring tonight except for you and LeBron. How were you able to find offense in a game where no one else could?
Well, first I always like to give glory to God for giving me the opportunity to be on the basketball floor and being injury-free. But I just try to be in attack mode at all times, try to be aggressive, make plays for myself and also for my teammates. I think I could have did a better job looking for guys and assists. I had 6 turnovers, so I could have did better there.
Everybody had a lot of turnovers tonight. You guys made 24 in a team, and you still won the game. Why was it so hard to keep control of the ball?
I don't think we have an excuse for it. It was just one of those nights where we just didn't take care of the basketball, but we picked up on the defensive end, and it helped us out a lot. And that's what we have to do in games like that, just control the defensive pressure.
It seemed to those of us who were with you all the time that you and Lonzo were both much more aggressive. Was that by design?
I don't think it's by design. I think it's us noticing the basketball game, noticing that we got to get in the paint and make plays for ourselves and make plays for our teammates. And I think that opens up our games a lot, opens up the floor for other players on the basketball floor just to get downhill and make three-pointers.
You guys were tight throughout that whole game with about 6 minutes to go. It was pretty much tied. You guys took control in the last 6 minutes. What happened then? How'd you guys get the game in the last few minutes?
First, we just stayed connected through all 4 quarters. And in the fourth quarter, we had our veterans step up, and they knew it was time to play, and it was winning time. So our veterans stepped up, and I think the youth followed their lead.
You guys are now 1 game behind the best record in the West. You started 2-5. What's the difference between the way the team's playing now and the way you were playing then?
We just continue to get better. We continue to get better. We worry about ourselves every time that we step on the basketball floor, whether that's offensively or defensively, just coming in and trying to be the best that we can be and give us a chance at the end of each game.
Not a pretty win, but we won with our defense tonight. And I thought, we talked before the game, the first home game back from a road trip is always difficult. And all I asked was for our guys to bring the energy and the effort and to get that crowd going. And I thought we did a really good job of playing with a competitive spirit and fighting on the defensive end. I thought Lonzo was great again as far as attacking the paint. 10 defensive rebounds. That's the guy that helps you win a lot of ball games. I thought Kuzma's defense on Ingles was very impressive. He was, he was hounding them all over the court, and that, he doesn't normally guard those type of players. But I thought Kuzma did a very nice job on defense. Brandon had a pretty solid all-around game, and LeBron was great down the stretch for us again.
Luke, you've been saying for a while that when you don't play well on offense, you can still win games if your defense is at that level. But why do you think that they've been able to reach it more consistently these last couple of weeks?
The defense.
Yeah, just defense.
Well, you have to want it. You have to be willing to work, and our guys do that. and then it's about just getting reps. It's anything in sports. You just got to work hard at it, and our guys do that. Whether it's in shoot around and we're doing a defensive drill, or it's during practice, we got guys who they've made a commitment to themselves and to our group what they wanted to be defensively this year, and they're working towards it.
Luke, of course, you guys got the win, but to get a win with only 10 assists, what does that say about the way you're executing tonight on offense?
Well, some of it was us missing shots. We never really got in a rhythm shooting the ball. Some is Utah's a very good defensive team, and some was us playing somewhat selfish basketball. There was possessions we should have made extra passes, and we harp on that all the time. We'll continue to harp on that. We talked about it in the post game. I talked about it in the post game with the players. And it's something that we will get to as a team. And when we get there, we'll be a much better team. So we're not going to, even if we're winning games, we're not going to slack off on the coaching of making the right pass and the extra pass. And I truly believe we'll become that type of team.
But when you have a game flow like that, though, and you see a play like Lonzo made where he found JaVale, he drove the lane, found JaVale on a dump off, and obviously that's what you want in terms of sharing the ball. Is that do you see that more as recognition of for a young player, or seeing like we haven't been going to this and looking for that? Or
I think with Lonzo, Lonzo always makes the extra pass. He's one guy we tell to actually hold on the ball longer. Take it until someone stops you. He naturally wants to share the ball, but I thought he did a really good job. I don't think that's the reason he did it tonight. I think he did a really nice job of being aggressive and then just reacting to the defense, because the couple plays before or after he also took it. They didn't come, and he had the left-hand layup, which is what you want. Take the ball till someone stops you, make the pass to the next open man. But he's not one of the guys I'm working with on being less selfish.
Luke, to kind of piggyback on that, is there any reason necessarily that Lonzo's been able to put a couple of these games together, at least in terms of his aggression? Was there a particular conversation, or what has clicked for him?
That's a question he'd have to answer. He works hard. He does. He's there before practice, after practice. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, a comfort thing. Going back to just getting more reps, and we've actually been at it for a couple months now. As far as how long he's been able to play basketball again, it's probably a combination of all those things. But yeah, he was pretty darn good again tonight.
Luke, it seemed like guys were trying to run in transition, but that's also where a lot of the turnovers happen. You had a season high in turnovers. What do you feel like maybe guys were getting a little careless trying to run down the floor?
Well, our first problem was we weren't running. The ball pusher was running. We weren't getting there. Our other wings out and our bigs weren't running with them. So we had the ball ahead, and they had 2 or 3 guys back, and there was nowhere to go with it but try to leave it behind or finish over people. If we're going to get back to being a good running team, the wings have to be out in front leading the way, and then you put the pressure on them, on the defense. We didn't do a good job at that. Some of the turnovers in transition, I thought we tried to make the right pass. We were either fatigued or we just, I don't know, maybe that first game back from a road trip we were a little sloppy with. But yeah, the pace we were trying to play with was definitely caused a good amount of those turnovers.